Okay, let's start with the updates. I am so in love with this wig. Listen to what I did. For some reason, it wasn't looking that good because I think I wore it like 4 times and it just needed like a refresh. So listen to what I did. This is Athena by Henry Margu in 6101 GR. I'm feeling much better even though I sound like a truck driver. What I did was I soaked it in conditioner. Now I used Belle Madame conditioner, which I just want you to know how I get it. I obtain it from Continental Wigs when they have free shipping. Very often they will advertise free shipping. When they do that, I order a year's supply in one shot. So maybe I'll spend like $100, something like this. And I'll just get like a year's supply of Belle Madame conditioner. The shampoo is also very good, but the main thing is the conditioner. They call it balm, B-A-L-M. Not bomb like you want to bomb like, you know, your ex-boyfriend's house or something. But this is balm, okay? So I get all that Belle Madame synthetic hair care products, and I get it from Continental Wigs. I just find the conditioner is like amazing. Having said that, I soaked the wig in conditioner and I rinsed out the water. I didn't use that much. I soaked it again, rinsed it out again, and the third time, because the water was like from all the product I put in here, it finally was washing pretty clean. I didn't use shampoo because the wig is too new. It doesn't really need to be shampooed yet, and I don't want to stress the fibers out. Soaked it the third time in the conditioner, no rinsing, towel dry, hung it up, fantastic. And all I did was use a hot air brush while it was still kind of sort of damp, and there she is, literally like new. So before we get into any other topic, that's what I did. I also did it with my HD wig, Dalgona, and British Milk Tea. Did the same routine. Because that also, I wore it like maybe twice. It wasn't worth to shampoo it yet. So again, I did them both in the same bin in lingerie bags. And that came out great also. Okay, but that one I put in curl formers, and I put a little heat on it with the bonnet hair dryer. You could use a blow dryer. Left it overnight in the curl formers, like the, you know, beachy wave spirally ones, and that came out really good. Now, since the last video, we'll call him 7-8. 7-8 has called me numerous times. I don't know how many because I'm not counting. Texted me once. I'm not even reading the messages because, you know, the iPhone will actually have a text of the voicemail. So you don't even have to listen to the person's voice that may be like annoying. You just have to like even read. I have done nothing of the sort. The phone rings, I see who it is, I'm like this. There's nothing you can say to me in terms of excuses or whatever, because I wrote the book this guy's reading. I don't know why you're not taking my calls. I don't understand. You don't want to see me anymore? I don't think I did anything. I've been nothing but good to you. I take you out to restaurants. Like you're not with me? It's not like you're sending me anywhere by myself, like on a trip to Bermuda, and you're not along with me. You are sitting right there with me. When you walk down the street with me, all dressed up from head to toe, wearing high heels, and there you are, Mama Luke. You are walking down the street like a king when you have me on your arm. Walk down the street by yourself and you're a nobody, okay? You're just another Mama Luke. That's it. So as far as I'm concerned, yes, very nice that you took us out, okay? I'm not a dog that you're walking on a leash, taking me out for a stroll. So we went out together and enjoyed, you know, the outing, the meal, and that's the way it is. That's the facts. Only the facts. I have not acknowledged nothing because there's nothing to talk about at this point. Now, if he had a real brain in his head, which means insightful enough to step out of his narcissistic mindset, he'd say, you know what? I should send some flowers. I should send the chocolates that I, by the way, told her I was going to bring her from the gourmet chocolate shop near me in New Jersey, but never materialized, okay? So many things that you could be doing. I don't want to hear your verbiage, okay? You're not selling me a Honda. It's not working. So that's how I feel about that. Meanwhile, I was talking to another guy on another dating app called Bumble, which is also another, you know, catch as catch can. This character, you're going to love this. I have it in my profile. If you're not willing to exchange Facebook information, then I'm not the one for you, because I'm quite focused on total transparency, as if there is such a thing. But at least I want to know what's going on with your social media. Okay. So this character says to me, oh yeah, I'm definitely on Facebook and Instagram. And he gives me his phone number. I said, well, you know, before we can chat on the phone, he heard my voice. I did like the little voice message. I heard his voice. Okay. My policy is for us to be friends on Facebook prior to moving forward in any way, in the spirit of full transparency, which, as you said, you read my profile, so I made it very clear this is my boundary. And then I just left it. I left him my Facebook, you know, a snap. He writes back, oh, I'm not comfortable with that. I have to wait till I know you better. Excuse me, this is not a marriage proposal, okay? We're not entering to a corporation, an LLC together. This is Facebook friends. And if you can't see your way clear to doing that, then excuse me, my friend, you are hiding something. And it won't be the first time that I found out that the man has multiple attachments on his Facebook profile, because I'm quite the investigator, okay? Seek and ye shall find. These days, you have to protect yourself, because that's the world we live in. What I did was, after I just deleted it, no answer. You already gave me your answer. This does not need any further discussion. Nothing else is warranted. Thank you. Another next. That's de rigueur. That is a must. If you're not willing to be friends on Facebook, then that is a huge red flag. Now, again, some people are living under a rock. I did date the 71-year-old guy who looked like a movie star, who was not on Facebook, but I did finally discover he was on LinkedIn because he showed me. But I'll tell you what happened with him. I discovered he was talking to at least 50 other women. I never told you how I found out, but let me tell you now how I found out, because you're going to love this. We were deep in the depths of New Jersey, I think near Princeton, going to a very fancy schmancy dinner. Beautiful, beautiful place. This was date number 2, when he was still acting correctly. Because they act correctly around 2 dates, and, then you have to see. But he brought me nothing, came empty-handed. So again, and also wearing some kind of like jeans, not good. I mean, he could have stepped it up a little, no? Alrighty. So all this, nothing escapes my observation. So here he is, in the dark of night, telling me that he has to fill up with gas because he doesn't have enough gas for us to make it back to Staten Island. And I'm like, oh geez, yes, let's do that immediately. Look at this one, can't drive. No, boy, I'm telling you. Oh, here's another genius, racing through a parking lot. Going somewhere fast, like where? Where? Oh, excuse me, Buffalo Wild Wings. Now there's a destination. Anyway, so he goes to fill up with gas. Now, this is funny. I have his phone. I can't believe I didn't tell you this. I have his phone, which is like some old iPhone, because he's probably too cheap to get like an updated one with a Face ID, his loss. So here's, the old one with the button. All right. This is so funny. So I'm the navigator. So I'm reading all the directions, and that's my responsibility. So I'm in charge of the phone. I have possession of the phone. So of course, it's a funny thing. Men think women are so stupid. They really do. They think that women are totally stupid. That's why when men have problems, they only want to talk to other men about the problems. Now, I'm not talking all men. Let's just say 90%. Most. Unless they go to therapy. Then they'll tell the therapist their problems. But they won't tell you everything. They'll tell a male therapist much more than they'll tell a female therapist. All right, but let's not even go into that, because I'll be in a whole analytical, clinical discussion here. All right. Bad enough I had to live it. I don't want to bore you with the details. All right, back to this guy and his phone. So while he's pumping the gas, I'm holding the phone, and I see he has a message on Bumble where I met him. I said, well, I didn't send him a message, so who sent him a message? So, of course, I don't hesitate. I go right in there, and what do I see? He's got 60 messages from about 60 women. And if you think I'm exaggerating, let me tell you, I'm not. I was speechless. And then I said, no wonder this guy's not on Facebook. I mean, look what's going on here. He could never be on Facebook. He's got all this Playboy, Casanova, double, triple, quadruple life going on here with these multiple women. And of course, I don't have the time to scroll through all the messages, but I'm just looking at, can't wait to see you again, can't wait till you're back in New York. He's from Long Island. God only knows what he told her. So I'm looking at these like myriad of women, and not even the same type. This guy, he's an equal opportunity player from the Himalaya. He has everybody on there. I mean, from A to Z, okay? Let's put it that way. So I said to myself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just delete everybody real quick. And just leave like 3 people, including myself. I really should have deleted myself. That would have been good. I didn't think of it. All right, I go right down the whole thing. I delete like at least, 90%. And, he comes back in the car. And I say to him, we're almost on the highway, on the turnpike. So, yeah, good. So we get on the turnpike, which means like we're almost there. So I said, all right, what do you want me to put your phone in the console? Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, I put it in the console. Now I'm laughing hysterically to myself. Meanwhile, even though I'm a little bit annoyed, because I said, look at this. This guy specifically said to me, I only date one woman at a time. Let me reiterate that. I only date one woman at a time. This was unsolicited. I never asked what your policy is. You just volunteered that out of nowhere. Because I'm not the type of guy that can juggle. I don't know how some men do it, but that's not me. Now that's what got me annoyed, is that you're fronting like you're completely somebody else. Mr. Split Personality here doesn't know what the right hand or the left hand is doing, all right? I mean, the unmitigated gall. I mean, what a salesman. You're such a pretender. I mean, listen, I don't expect someone to be completely unadulterated honest, but why are you even putting out there that something is your policy that clearly is just the opposite? That's what really annoyed me, that misrepresentation. So I got very quiet in the car because I was miffed, and I put his phone in the console, and I said to myself, this is going to be fascinating when he gets home and he goes to answer, proceeds to answer all his multiple girlfriends here and sees that they're gone. Of course, he has a lot of their phone numbers in his contacts, no doubt. However, I'm sure that it came as a surprise to him that somehow a lot of his Bumble contacts took a powder. I don't know what this person's doing, what their plan is. Alrighty. I mean, that was good. That would have been what we call a Kodak moment. Then I was waiting for him to ask me, which a player would never do this. Did you happen to delete 60 of my female friends from my Bumble? Well, how could you ask me? You told me you date one woman at a time. Backfire. So no, he was caught between a rock and a hard place. What was he going to do with that information? So he was backed into a corner. He just couldn't say anything. Did you happen to mishandle my phone? In some way that deleted my other girlfriends? Anyway, I told my consigliere, also known as my ex-husband, and he said, at 71, this is how this guy is carrying on? He said he must have a high testosterone level. See, everything with my consigliere comes down to testosterone level. If the guy has an unusually high testosterone level for his age, then he's driven by libidinous drive, which is from Freud, by the way. Libidinous drive is sex drive, and Freud believed that this is what drives aggression in men, also known as your testosterone level. Okay. Without which there is no libidinous drive. Having said that, I have no idea what his testosterone level was at 71, but even if it was on the high side, what could it have been? 350, 400? I don't know. But this kind of activity was really, in my opinion, not age appropriate. I mean, aren't you looking to have some sort of a relationship with someone at this age? I mean, what are you doing here? All right, I'm getting chicken soup from the Dominican food place that I absolutely adore before I get hit by another car. All righty, because nobody lets you go here. So I'm back at the house. I'm just glad I got my nails done because I don't feel like a person unless my nails are perfectly manicured. So I have to tell you this because this is hot off the press. I go on my Facebook and I see that 7-8, who never did this before, somehow slid into comments on one of my friends commenting on my post from when we went to the expensive seafood restaurants, Cole's Dockside. Okay. So I'm looking at this. I'm really literally like this. And it said from 7-8 in response to my friend's response that, oh, the food's really good there. And I said, yeah, the dessert was off the chain. Then 7-8 popped out of nowhere and said, I guess you liked the food thanks to me. Excuse me? Are you serious? So in other words, I would be starving to death, can't afford to go to a restaurant unless you were generous enough to take me. So thank you for the kindness of strangers, essentially, that I got to eat that day. I mean, are you serious? Like, you want a trophy, a medal? Like, I should be obligated to you in some way that's implied? I was just flabbergasted. I said, this guy must really be desperate for some attention, this covert narcissist. Like, oh, you weren't there dining with me, also enjoying the food and the company of a nice-looking younger woman who you're walking down the street with on your arm instead of you being stuck eating alone. I guess you'd rather do that. And guess what? It looks like you will be doing that. Or maybe you can go over and tag along your friend Mario and his wife when they go out, because you'll be once again the single, unattached Mama Luke who can't find a girlfriend because he thinks he's in such demands over here, okay? So I was livid. However, no response from me, because I know you're looking to push my buttons, because negative attention to a man is better than no attention. The worst thing you can do is 0, because 0 opens up no door. Negative, oh, absolutely. Now we can talk. Now we can interact. Now I have a platform in which to espouse some more baloney, blarney, malarkey, okay? But you're not getting that opportunity, Buster, because I know this game. This game is as old as the hills, okay? That's like the guy pulling my ponytail in 4th grade to get some negative attention because I was ignoring him. Alrighty. Not happening, Buster. You are barking up the wrong tree. Now, maybe if you sent me a bouquet of flowers with an apology and a box of chocolate you never got me, maybe you'd get a thank you. Maybe then you'd get acknowledgement. But negative behavior, you know what that gets from me? Less than 0. And that was it. He made his comments. I hope it made him happy, him and his negativity, because all he did was reinforce the fact of what level of narcissistic manifestation that I am seeing that is clearly maladaptive. Blame shifting, taking no responsibility, no introspection for looking what I might have done as a man that caused me to be in this predicament. No, let me blame shift. I took her out and see how she treats me. I didn't do nothing. All right. Anyway, enough about that. But that really, between you and me, and my consigliere, that really ticked me off. And he immediately broke it down. Immediately. He said, the guy wants attention. Are you kidding me? He'll do anything. You've been ignoring his phone calls. He's going on the golf trip. He doesn't know which end is up. He thought you were going to sleep over May 21st. Now that plan has tanked because obviously he ruined it. And another thing, forget about those 10 dates. No, I'm making it 3 months. 3 months. If you can't keep your act together for 3 months, forget about it. Nothing is going to happen of any kind of intimate anything. That's all there is to it. Because I really want to see if you could act normal for more than 10 dates. Because that will be something to see. Okay. Now, I haven't been up on the wigs because I've been so sick, but I do want to point out something which is very positive. This Athena is very expensive, but if you cannot afford Athena, do not despair, because I got a very good value for you. This, which has to be washed and is going to be washed this evening, this is McKenzie by Estetica Design. It's very worn to death. I wore it like 10 times and it still doesn't look too bad. This is McKenzie in Silver Sun Route 8. This is a very good value for money. The price point's fantastic. So if you can't afford this, go for this. I will also tell you something I really like about it. The permatease, I don't know how they did this, but they did an excellent job. You can't see any nesting. It's very, very good. It's beautifully rooted throughout. Okay. The cap is Estetica, so it's not going to be anything to rave about. Estetica fibers are excellent. This fits like this, okay? This does not fit large. Not the typical Estetica design fits. This fits petite average. This fits petite-ish average, okay? So I just want you to realize that. Now, let's look at the inside, which is complete mess. But I have to show you. Look at this lace front. This is, I think, such a good buy because as you can see, the lace front on this particular wig is quite deep. It's pretty good. The permatease lives here, but very well done. The ear tabs are the usual ones I don't care for because they're cloth covered. Okay, they should be velvet covered. That's my opinion. But hey, they're not terrible. The metal stays good. Now this is not bad. It has an open extended nape. Acceptable. Okay, so the nape, pretty good. No complaints. It has those horrible bra strap adjusters, but we already know Estetica Designs doesn't listen to us when it comes to Velcro adjusters. I don't know what it is. You know, they just don't listen. How many times have we said, please give us Velcro adjusters? And what do we get? Okay, so just to let you know, I can't even tell you how many times the adjusters came loose. I guess you could put a little piece of surgical tape there, that's clear. But, I mean, who wants to be doing all these extra things? So, if you cannot afford Athena, go with the McKenzie. And if you think she's too long, just give her a trim. I did. I don't know what kind of a good job I did. But she'll look much better when I do some hot air brush routine. You know, I'll get it to go under, and, you know, I'll show you later. I mean, later, like in another video later. But you can certainly trim it. It's not a big deal. And you're probably better at trimming than I am, because I'm like, I'm terrible at it. So that's my advice. You know, you get the same look, really, very similar. I'm just glad that I'm feeling better. And I'll see you guys in the next video.